This is BelGeode, and we are back with some more P3D version 4. And this is part 2 of 3 of our Hawaii tour utilizing the Hawaii Photo Real Scenery project. So if you caught the last video, we did a short hop from the island of Oahu to this island, the island of Molokai. And we're currently here at the airport watching the birds fly out and so on. We're going to continue our journey today, and for leg 2, we're going to be going from here in Molokai just across the bay there to Lanai. We're going to make a short stop in Lanai City at the airport, and then we're going to take off and fly from Lanai further east to the beautiful garden island of Maui. Okay, so before we get started here, let me just make sure that engine is looking good. Yep, all the gauges are in the green, and we've got plenty of gas for this journey, so we should be good to go there. And let's see here. Okay, everything looks set up on our GPS. All right, excellent. Now, also before we begin, I do want to make a tiny announcement here. So, as you saw in the last video, the trees did not quite look right, and honestly, I didn't feel like I could do this scenery justice if I was still using the default dynamic trees from Prepared version 4. So what I did was I took the liberty of downloading the extra autogen trees that they made available on the Hawaii Photo Real Scenery project. So that's what you're looking at tonight, and as you can see, they do tend to fit a little bit better with the scenery, not to mention the color is actually a little bit better. I'm also running the settings that they suggested on their website as far as saturation, bloom, and brightness, so it should look a little bit more natural in this video. Bear in mind, what I'm seeing in VR is going to be slightly different than what you're seeing on the monitor on YouTube. Okay, but with that important announcement out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get ready to take off here. And I will also remind you that I cannot currently see the ATC window that just popped up there, so I've got to kind of lift my head up and look through the bottom of the Oculus Rift just to figure out which one of the buttons I'm hitting. Alright, so we want to depart straight out. Molokai ground, Navy 040 with Oscar. Request taxi to the active, departing straight out.
010, taxi 6.4, runway 5, using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 125.7 when ready.
Okay, we can do this. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 5 using taxiway Alpha, Navy 040. Alright, I don't think I'll need the cheat sheet for this one because there's pretty much only one taxiway at this airport, so I don't think we'll go wrong. Alright, so we'll close that out, and let's see, let's drop our flaps back to takeoff position. There we go. Alright, I think everything is pretty much set to go, so parking brakes off, and let's give it a little bit of gas. Alrighty folks, I will see you all another time. Hope your flight gets here soon. Now you may notice something a little peculiar about that AI there. It's got no wheels. Now unfortunately in P3D version 4, not all of the AI aircraft have been adapted for P3D version 4, so you'll notice little anomalies like that. But I should also take a moment to mention that the AI traffic that we're seeing in this, aside from the default P3D traffic, is actually an AI traffic package that comes with the Hawaii Photo Real Scenery pack. So yeah, you get that along with it. There's another AI there missing its wheels. Seems to be a P3D V4 thing. I'm not quite sure what the story is behind that, but hopefully we'll get a fix for it at some point in time. I do know that Military AI Works is in the process of updating all of their AI aircraft to P3D V4 standards, so that will come in handy for me because I do love to have a lot of military traffic in my flight sim. I can't speak for World of AI, however, my good buddy Mr. NovaWing 24 did do a first look of a traffic scenery, oh, excuse me, traffic package, I guess you would say. Sorry, a little bit of breeze there. And you may want to stop by his channel and check it out there. I believe it's called Traffic Global or Global Traffic, one of the two. Got a 50-50 chance of getting that right. But yeah, you're probably going to want to check that out if you are a P3D v4 user, because the AI traffic in there has in fact been optimized. And damn, this breeze has me going all over the place. Holy crap, that is nuts. Alright, well, let's see if we can straighten ourselves out. It's going to take us a little while to get to the end of the runway, so we'll go to the outside view really quick. And we'll come back in the cockpit once we're ready to turn around at the threshold. Okay, so we are here at runway 5. We're just going to give it a little bit more go-go juice. See if we can make it around this bend here, and then we'll hold short. If the developers of this scenery package are watching, I do have a little bit of a question though. What exactly kind of trees are these? It looks like they've got autumn colors, but considering we're in Hawaii, I imagine that's probably not the case. So I'm just kind of curious as to what we're looking at here, these bright flame yellow trees. If you could chime in the comments, that would be awesome. Just kind of let me know what's going on there. Alright, I don't see any traffic coming in, and I don't see any traffic going out, so let's get our landing lights on. There we go. And we'll check our weather really quick. Alright, altimeter is set. Okay, let's call the tower and get clearance to take off. Molokai Tower, Navy 040, ready to go. Runway 5, straight out departure.
Navy 040, cleared for takeoff. Runway 5, straight out departure. Approved.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 5, Navy 040. Alright, well, you heard the lady. Let's go ahead and get into position, and just like before, we will go to the outside camera when it's time to take off. Always got to check for traffic because I've got a lot of it. Even if it's mostly default traffic, there definitely seems to be a lot of aircraft flying around. And I will remind you, my engine gauges do double as a traffic radar, so we'll switch it to that as soon as we take off, just to make sure we're not going to get in the way with anyone. Alright, right there should be good, so we'll put the brakes on. Alrighty folks, and you know what it's time for. Brakes down, throttles up. Wait for our torque to stabilize. Okay, looking good. Brakes off. And we are rolling. All right, we're looking for 100 knots. Okay, getting close. There we go. Let's go to the outside view. Great takeoff, and already you can see the huge difference that it makes having the correct trees as autogen. That just matches so much better than what I showed you on the last leg. If you look at the hills over there in Molokai, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. That is beautiful. Okay.
040,
hold on. All right, good deal. Alright, since this is basically just a little puddle jump, I believe what I'm going to do is I'll actually stay off the radio for a little bit. In fact, I might switch it to Unicom, so let's do that. Nearest airport list, and we are looking for PHNY. That's Lanai City, number 4. Okay, and we'll tune PHNY traffic. Alright, there we go. We'll select our runway for landing once we get closer to the airport. Since this is Unicom, basically we're just monitoring the frequency to make sure there's not any conflicting traffic or anything of that nature. But like I said, it should be pretty much a short hop here, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I will bring us up to about 4,000 feet. And once we get there, we'll just basically hold our course until we cross the channel here. We'll work our way to the airport. In the meantime, we'll take a last look at Molokai. Okay, so we are just at about 4,000, so we're going to kind of hold it here. Looks like I may have miscalculated our cruise altitude because we've got clouds directly ahead, and something tells me this thing's going to become an IFR flight really, really soon. So we may have to bring it back down to maybe about 3,500 thereabouts. We'll see how well this works. So the airport in question is going to be on the southern side of the island. And since it is on Unicom, we won't have weather to work with, so what I'm planning on doing is actually flying us down low over the airport, seeing if I can take a visual on the windsocks and figure out which way we're going to come in to land. We're not really planning on staying long there, so we'll try to make it as quick as possible. And I think I am actually going to come down in altitude here. Let me just set our weather. There we go, 299.908. And we'll dip the nose down a little here.
Data traffic 1544 is 7 miles west inbound visual, runway 8.
There's a little boat down there, that looks kind of cool. Those are all the little extras that you get with this scenery package. The ortho is very well done. I've seen a lot of different ortho sources for Hawaii, and of course all of them seem to have clouds in there. You can really tell that these guys took all the care and attention needed to make this ortho really shine. And especially in VR, it does feel like I'm flying over Hawaii. So that is awesome. Alright, let's bring her down a little bit more. We want to hit about 3,500 thereabouts. Okay, you may be able to see the airport off in the distance. It is directly over the AOA indexer. I'm trying to move my head here so that way you can see it. And we're going to overfly the airport really quick here and figure out our best approach to land. According to all the pictures I've ever seen of Lanai, this is pretty well accurate. There's not a whole hell of a lot here.
November 817 Alpha November, taking off runway 22, north departure.
Those trees definitely do make a difference, though. This is how they intended for you to see the Hawaii photoreal scenery. And it's definitely well worth it. Wow, it's incredible. Alright, so here's the plan, man. We're going to get a little bit lower. I don't remember the actual elevation of this airport. But we're going to get low enough so that we can figure out where the windsock is. I'm going to pull the power back a bit. Okay, I'm pulling the power back a lot. Alright, keep an eye out for windsocks, folks.
Runway 8.
I think I see one at the near end of the runway, so we'll kind of swing out a little to the left. and then we'll make a right turn. Looks like either way I've got a crosswind. Okay. All right, not a problem. Here's our plan. We are going to come in on that runway right there. I think we should be fine with that. All right, we're going to swing out this way, and then we'll turn around and come in. So let's get our speed brakes back out. We're at about 2,000 here. We'll kind of hold it right here. All right, speed brakes in. We'll drop flaps 1. And let's swing our way around and drop our landing gear.
Traffic 1544, Echo miles west inbound Deschamel, runway 8.
All right, kind of overshot the turn there a little bit, but we managed to salvage it, so we'll go ahead and bring her home. Throttle to idle. And looks like that windsock's pointing the wrong way. Whoops. All right, let's bring her down, flare a little bit. There we go. Much better than the last landing, huh? If you recall, in the last episode, we had a little bit of a bounce, but it looks like we were able to do it without the bounce this time. So that is great. All right. I'm going to leave our flaps down and our landing gear, or excuse me, our landing lights on. We're going to take a quick look at this airport and see what they have to offer here in Lanai. And then we'll turn around and head out of here and see if we can make it to Maui. Alright, so this is our turn off here. Okay, here we go. This is another prime example of one of the airports created by George Keo for this particular scenery package. Man, this one is beautiful.
Flying the missed approach.
All right, let's pull up right here, and then we'll check and see what this airport has for us to see. What is that? We've got some ambient noise going on here. That's interesting. Okay, so what do we have? Fire station. Looks like maintenance trucks and so on. There's our beacon. That is pretty neat. Oh wow, take a closer look there. The trees are actually swaying in the breeze. That is too cool. Now tell me folks, how often do you see something like that where the trees are actually moving with the wind? Pretty nicely done there. You can see we've got some more ladies in waiting. That's so cool. All right, let's take a quick look outside, and then we will hop back in the cockpit and get ready to get out of here. Now that was a Kodak moment. Wow. All right, so I think we've seen everything that we need to see here in Lanai. Definitely a beautiful island. But now it's time to head to Maui. So, since we know that the windsock is pointing in the other way, I've got a plan for that. I think we've got just enough runway length that if I go out right there, make a right, I should be able to gun it and get us airborne in no time. All right, so let's do that really quick here. Parking brakes off. Reset our altimeter just to be on the safe side. Okay, looking good. And let's see if we can turn this bird around. I'll be honest with you folks, I'm not so sure about the ambient noise that I'm hearing here, especially since there's no airplanes and it sounds like I'm hearing the sound of a jet. But aside from that minor quibble, I love everything about this airport. This is really neat. Alright, so here's our hold short. Make sure everything's good to go. Yep, flaps are down. Landing lights on. Alright, so this time around we are not going to go brakes down, throttles up. We're just going to turn to the active and go throttles up.
November is 10 miles southeast, 5,500 inbound to land, runway 25.
Okay, right about there should do it, so let's go, go, go. And I think this time we will stay in the cockpit as we take off. There's our rotate speed. Nice. All right, gear up. Flaps up. And there appears to be some kind of a port or something over there, so I'm thinking we're gonna swing around, take a quick look at that port before we begin the trek to Maui. I love the smooth rolling hills of this texture on this island. This is great. I imagine this is exactly what the real island looks like, so wow. Kudos to the scenery developers on that one. That is awesome. Look at those cliffs. That's pretty dramatic right there. Alright, let's go to the outside view. We'll take a quick look at that port on our way around. And then we'll engage our autopilot and head for Maui. Problem here, folks. It looks like there are some clouds around this island that may humbug us. Not to mention the turbulence appears to have picked up considerably, so here is my plan. We're going to go ahead and activate the autopilot. Looks like I forgot to deactivate it, so we'll turn it back on, put the nav hold on. And I'm going to bring us down to about 3,500. Actually, right there should be good. So we'll altitude hold this sucker. Oh, look at that. I'm assuming that's like some kind of farm or something. I have to admit, out of all the Hawaiian islands, this is the one that I know the least about. I do know that it is very beautiful, however. And I'm assuming that is Lanai City there. You can see all the autogen and whatnot. Alright, we're going to have a problem because there is a mountain in my way, so I'm going to turn off the heading hold. We're going to swing out a little bit to the right here. Until I'm sure that we've avoided this mountain. Alright, right there should be good. Yep, there you go. We did fine. Got like about 500 feet to spare. Yeah, we're fine. It's pretty cool. I'm in love with these trees, though. That is awesome. You know how I am when it comes to trees and so on. Okay, so up ahead we have the beautiful island of Maui. If there was ever a top island on my list of islands to visit in Hawaii, Maui would be it. This is the one that I would love to see the most. It's kind of like in the shape of a sideways 8, where the two rounded portions are where the mountains are. Now the airport that we're going to is right in between those two mountains. So here's the plan of attack. As soon as we cross the channel here, we're going to make a right at the mountain and literally go around the mountain in order to come in. So I think at this point in time, through the magic of editing, we will cross the channel really quickly. And when we come back, we'll make our right around the mountains. Okay, so we made it across the channel. We can see the cruise ship there for a hot minute. Alright, this is the area that I was talking about, and you can see, once again, those trees, how well they mesh with the mountain terrain of the orthophoto. That is awesome. Okay, but before we get up close and personal with them, let me turn off our nav hold. We're going to make a right-hand turn here. Since we're also within the neighborhood of the airport, we'll go ahead and pop open the ATC channel again. And we'll see if we can select our airport. I believe the one we want is PHOG, which is number 3. And let's get the weather really quick.
Now airport information, back 03180, wind 060 at 13, noise greater than 20 miles, sky conditions, clouds, altitude 3000, altitude 5000, scattering, temperature 32.22, altimeter 2993, ILS, runway 2, landing and departing runway 2, VFR aircraft change direction of flight, all aircraft will be back with short instructions. Side controller on initial contact at Quebec. Now airporting.
Okay, so we have Quebec. Maui Tower, Navy 040 is 12 miles southwest with Quebec to land.
Navy 040, Maui Tower. Continued approach, runway 2, altimeter 2996.
Continue approach, runway 2, Navy 040. All right. And here we have another look at the beautiful mountains. Look at those windmills, too. You see, it's those kinds of details that I look for in a scenery. In fact, let's take a look outside. Okay, so directly ahead, we've got the airport.
Runway 2.
And it looks like we've got traffic in front of us, so let's go ahead and turn off the autopilot.
Hawaiian 546.
We're definitely going to need speed brakes on this one. And I'm sure pretty soon we will get clearance to come in. I'm going to try and slow us down as much as possible here to give Hawaiian a chance to come in. In the meantime, we'll take a look at some Maui Wowie. That is so incredible. I've flown over this scenery so many times, but I swear they never cease to make me in awe of the beauty that they've put into this. I love to rave about scenery that I think is really worth it. Yeah, this one is definitely really worth it.
Cleared to land, runway 2. Follow the aircraft on final.
Alright, that's our cue. Clear to land, runway 2, Navy 040. Okay, let's go ahead and drop our gear and flaps. I don't know how long this guy's going to take to get down, but I'm hoping we won't have to go around. In the meantime, I'm just trying to keep us as low speed as possible. We are a little high up, though. As you can see, we're way above the glide slope. There's a little factory in my way. That could be a problem. And there we can see the city. Looks like there's a cruise ship in port. Very nice, very nice. Alright, we are currently on speed, so I'm going to drop our throttle some more. And that'll help us drop some altitude. There we go. Okay, we just caught the glide slope. And already you can start to see the terminal. I'm hoping we pass those smokestacks, okay? Yeah, it looks like we did. Alright, buddy, any day now, you might want to get off that runway. We're going to have to crab our way in while we're at it here.
Hawaiian 546, contact ground on 121.9.
Very nice. Okay, thank you for getting out of my way.
Hawaiian 546.
Alright, this is going to be our final stop for leg 2. So let's go ahead and bring her in. And we will call this episode done. All right, not too shabby. Not my best landing, but considering there was a bit of a crosswind, not too bad at all. It looks like that AI fared well for the transition to P3D V4. I notice it does have its wheels, so I guess not all AI aircraft is affected. As for us, we are going to need to find a good parking spot, and I'm thinking over this side should be the GA side. Yeah, it looks like we've got a beach bonanza sitting there, so I'm thinking that's a pretty good spot for us to crash for today. Alright, so let's make our way there. And like I said, that will do it for leg 2 of our little Hawaii tour. Alright, let's get our flaps up.
Navy 040, contact ground on 121.9.
Alright, sounds good. 121.9, Navy 040. And as usual, we're not actually going to talk to Maui ground until we're ready to take off. But I'm thinking we can pull up right next to this beach, and that will be an awesome thing. Let's get some nose wheel steering going here. There we go. Good afternoon, Mr. Beechcraft. Fancy meeting you here. All right, so here we go. Another of the beautiful airports by George Keogh that come included with this scenery package. So, okay. We just push forward a little bit and we will call this good. Right there should be neat. All right, so that'll do it. Parking brakes are on, and I want to thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode. I have been flying in Prepared version 4.3 in VR, no less, in the Oculus Rift. I will remind you that what you have been seeing on this little mini tour here has been the Hawaii photo real scenery. And this is a freeware package that you can pick up. However, they do also have the capability for you to donate to them. And when you donate, you will get the Plus package, which has things that are not included in the freeware package. Pretty much everything you're seeing on this tour is a part of the freeware package. And our chariot for this evening has been the Iris Simulations T-6A Texan II. Still, one of my absolute favorite aircraft from FSX, which I am pleased to say performs absolutely flawlessly in Prepared version 4.3. All right, so that'll do it for me, and on our next episode, we will do the final leg of our Hawaii tour, where we will be flying from Maui all the way to the big island of Hawaii and landing at Hilo International. So thanks again for watching, folks. If you enjoy what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will catch you on the next leg of our Prepared tour. Ciao!